achieving our own goals. It's been investing time in the other people God has put us in charge of or who has charged us with the care for. And by the time we're 40 and above, we feel like, oh, well, that's it. If I haven't done it, if I haven't achieved it, if I haven't jumped into my dream, it's over. Hi, it's Dr. Phyllis, and welcome to Joy in the Pivot. We are at episode 45 today, and it's hot here in Southern California today. And I have one of my dogs with me who's making a whole bunch of noises. She's trying to find a cool place. We're out in the she shed. I have the fans on, but we're not going to be able to stay out here much longer. My other dog is in the house. And so I'm trying to record this in between her trying to do her thing to find a comfortable place. And he's in the house and trying to make sure we get this recorded before he wakes up and realizes we left him in the house. But I wanted to share with you from this topic. Are you cutting off God's blessings? I thought about you with this because today I was watering my tomato vines and they're growing. The aromas are starting to peter off, but the heirloom are growing and we're enjoying them. And it just made me think about here I'm enjoying these blessings, these tomatoes that God has allowed me to water, to plant them. And it made me think about several years ago, there was this plant that just seemed to come out of nowhere that was different from all the other plants that were around our back door. And so my first thing was I assumed it's a weed. I don't know what it is. It just keeps growing and it's got these weird blooms on them and the bees are on them and I didn't plant them, so I don't know what it is. And they're starting to kind of grow something on the end, but I don't want to eat it. I don't want the dogs to get it. You know, could be poisonous. And so I told the gardener, hey, next time you come, I want it gone. Get rid of it. Cut it down, clean it out. So over the next weeks, it started to bloom more. And eventually, what I saw was cherry tomatoes. Now, understand, I had been talking and talking about wanting to have a vegetable garden and hadn't done it, hadn't started it. I hadn't started it then. But in this situation, there was this plant that obviously the wind had blown. I'm I'm just sitting here thinking about it was God that had blown these seeds God sent near my back door. Yet, by the time I figured out that it was God sent and it was tomatoes, because I tasted one and I didn't pass out, it tasted like a tomato. I rushed to tell the gardener, okay, cease. Do not cut it down. I want to keep it. Yet, his person, his fellow gardener who worked for him, didn't get the memo, didn't get the message, and cut it down. So, of course, I was upset. But really, I couldn't really be upset with the gardener because I'm the one who wasn't patient. to wait and see what came out of it. I'm the one who said, just get rid of it, get rid of it. But it was a God's blessing. God was answering what I wanted. He was answering my prayer of what I wanted. So now, years later, I have a lot of vegetables later, but I could have had these vegetables before. So again, I ask you the question, are you cutting down your blessings? Are you getting ahead of God? Is God giving you signals that he's getting ready to do something? But because you are not really engaged in what's going on, or it doesn't look the way you thought it would look, or you're meddling in it. He's told you what you've prayed to him. Let's just say this. You've prayed to him for what you want. Yet you keep picking it up from the altar. You keep picking it up from your prayer closet, and you trying to make it happen. And I'm not fussing at you because I've been that way. I have to continually remind myself, like, nope, get out of God's way. Get out of his way. He's going to bring it. You took it to him, and if it's for you, he's going to bring it. So, sis, I want you to think about this coming week. Are you cutting down or getting in the way of God's blessings? You might say, "Hey, Dr. Phyllis, how can I be getting in the way of it?" Meddling. One way is meddling. You've prayed on it, but then you want to start fixing it. You want to start creating. You want to start writing the story because you want to see the results. Human nature, we're not patient by human nature. And for women like us who are used to doing and are blessed to be able to do a lot of things, we're all too ready to help God out. But God is telling you, sis, he got this. He got this. So you can meddle in it trying to fix it. Number two is you feel stuck because you're looking for the blessing to come about in the way that you feel it should come about. But just like that tomato vine, God blew into my backyard, he may not bring it that way. So you got to keep your eyes and your ears open. And by having time during the day to get quiet and asking God to show you the signs and to remove any scales that are on your eyes, like Paul had to have the scales removed from his eyes to help him shift from being a Christian killer to a man of faith and one of God's greatest examples of the faith, or to give you discernment to know that he's blessing you, he's bringing it. So, how you can be open is by getting quiet and asking God to show you and to give you discernment. So, number one is trying to fix it, right? Number two is to know that it might come about in a little different way than you expected. And number three, know that you're worthy. We all have come short and fallen into sin at one time or the other. But God loves you. He has blessed you with a lot. We are very strong women. He's blessed us with a lot of things we can do and a big heart. And we all are going to mess up. That's a part of life, but that's what lets you know you're alive. You want to keep growing. So you have to forgive yourself and be kind to yourself. Keep growing, enjoy life. And don't cut off your blessing by beating yourself up, because God can take every situation and be blessing you because he's equipping you for what's coming next, bigger and better. And number 4, I'm going to say, is allowing yourself to dream. Allowing yourself to dream. When we become 40 and over, if we're not careful, we feel like everything that we've done up to that point, which usually has been spent not just achieving our own goals, it's been investing time in the other people God has put us in charge of, or who has charged us with the care for. And by the time we're 40 and above, we feel like, oh, well, that's it. If I haven't done it, if I haven't achieved it, if I haven't jumped into my dream, it's over. So often what we do is then we stay in certain situations, be it relational, be it work, mindset, or we stay in these narratives because we just feel like that's all there is. But there's not. That's not true. Every day is a new beginning. Every day you can achieve joy, you can achieve freedom, you can achieve new dreams. So you have to let yourself dream. And I wanted to share this with you because I want you to make sure this week, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, keep your heart open. And your heart open, not just to what other people need, but keep your heart open to what God is telling you for you, because he has great plans for you. And even now, more than ever, God needs us as Christian women with big hearts to come together, to mobilize, to teach, to empower, to uplift, and take our communities, take our households, take our country, take our world to another level with our eyes on him. So, sis, you are in my heart, and I pray God's continued blessings on you. I look forward to meeting with you every week here at Joy in the Pivot. I love you. Have a blessed week. Make it a blessed week. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't forget that God is blessing you and he has big plans for you. Just don't you cut them off, and don't you meddle. Let him do what he's going to do for his glory and your joy. Love you. Talk to you next week. Bye now.